This is Play North, the Manitoba Games show. The Manitoba Games, powered by Manitoba Hydro, are taking place right here in Thompson, Manitoba. We're into Phase 2. You guys are a couple of Phase 2 athletes. You're wrestlers. And we're right here in the wrestling venue. We're on top of the new mat that we brought up here. Guys, as a venue, you guys have been wrestling for quite a few years. As a venue, how does this look? Is it a pretty good place to wrestle?
Yeah.
Have you been in something like this? Is it usually in a gymnasium or is it usually in a smaller room?
It's usually in a gym.
Okay. And when you guys practice, you have to set it up every time, or is there one place that you go that's always set up for wrestling?
When we practice in St. Anne, and we have to set it up every single time.
And you guys have to set it up? Like that's part of the deal?
Yeah, that's...
If you want to be in wrestling, you help set up?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like camping, just like setting up your tent. Sorry, I should have asked you before we start. Give me your name and how old you are. How long have you been wrestling too?
My name's Austin Neufeld, and I've been wrestling for about 5 years.
My name's Noah Godlewski, and I've been wrestling for 5 years also.
Wow, and is the Manitoba Games the biggest wrestling competition you've been to before? Have you been to like provincials, nationals, anything like that?
Yeah, provincials.
Okay, and where were the provincials?
I don't know.
I don't know, but it was good. And how did you make out? Did you do pretty good in the, what do you call it, a competition, a tournament?
Yeah, I got gold.
Okay, that's pretty good. And is wrestling in different weight classes or ages, or how do you decide who you're going to wrestle against?
Weight classes, it's depending on your weight.
Okay. And what weight are you? Like, what's your class?
46, I think.
Okay. And same kind of question, what's the biggest thing that you've wrestled in? And how'd you do?
I have like the weight class?
No, like, well, both of them. So did you go to provincials or nationals?
This is probably the biggest competition I've wrestled at in my life.
Cool. And so when it is in weight classes, do you sometimes end up wrestling against guys that are quite a bit older or younger than you, or are they usually kind of the same?
Well, this year I'm wrestling junior high, and I'm in grade 7, so I'd be wrestling grades 7, 8, and 9, and possibly even grade 10s. And
is that a little bit intimidating sometimes, or because they're the same size as you, it's like, it's not a big deal?
Well, it's sometimes intimidating because they've been wrestling longer, and they have more build to them. So.
They're a little bulkier, little smarter too. Sometimes they've learned a few tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
You can see these guys are doing some pretty funky stuff behind us. So when you're training for wrestling, I'm guessing you don't just like try to beat each other up constantly. So what are some of the activities that you do to train to be a good wrestler?
Well, we practice different moves, and at the end of practice, we all wrestle against each other.
Oh yeah?
To try to get better.
And I mean, you're not very old, so I'm guessing that do you do some weight training, or do you do like dance, ballet, yoga, any of those kind of things, or mostly just stuff like this?
No.
No?
Football.
Football?
Both of us play football, and that helps with our wrestling.
I would imagine that it does. Manitoba Games are a multi-sport event, so you guys are staying in the village. Tell me a little bit about that. You spent one night in the village. Was it okay?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
What'd you guys do there? Was there like board games, TV, movies, anything, or just hanging out in your room?
We mostly just hang out in our room, go to the gym, play basketball.
Right on. And there's a whole bunch of sports happening. We're in the Thompson Regional Community Center. There's like 5 or 6 sports happening within a couple steps of us. Are you going to check out anything else, and what are you interested in seeing?
Well, we already checked out speed skating. That was pretty cool.
I got to agree with you. I saw a little bit of it this morning. I walked out and they were warming up, and I was like, I knew it would be cool, but it kind of blew me away. Did you think they'd be that fast?
No.
Either. And it was like younger girls, and I thought, man alive, these guys are flying. At the Olympics, it must be nuts. Did you watch speed skating?
Yes, I did.
Were you freaked out a little?
Yeah, they were going very fast.
Be honest with me, were you hoping for a crash? I was. Like, I didn't want anyone to get hurt, but I kind of wanted to see that, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why we all watch speed skating. So you guys start competing tomorrow, and then a little bit on the next day as well. Am I right on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Best of luck, guys, in the 42, 48 kilogram class. Is that where you're at?
I'm 54.
Oh, so you don't wrestle against each other? Okay, so we're looking at a couple of gold medal winners right here on Play North, the Manitoba Games show.